Alright, welcome to the first day of modeling in Maya. So when we go through the next few days of modeling, I will show you guys how to use different tools to create the models based off reference images. So to start off, what you need to do when you begin a new project is you need to go to File. The window will open, and what you're going to do is you're going to go all the way towards the bottom to where it says Project Window. You're going to go ahead and click it, and this new window will pull up. And what you're going to do next is you're going to hit the button that says New to create a new folder. So what you're going to go ahead and do once you hit New is you're going to name your new project, and what we'll go ahead and name this is Lava Lamp. And then make sure before you hit Accept, you want to make sure you choose a location to where you can find your project. So go ahead and hit the little yellow folder and find a location that you want to place it where you can find it easy. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my flash drive. I'm going to select it. As you can see, where it says location, this is where I want it. Once you find your location and it says right there, you're good to go. And then go ahead and hit Accept. So now that your new folder, your project folder is created, what you need to do next is go back to File. You're going to do Set Project and select that project folder that you created. And make sure you have it highlighted. The directory is where the project folder that you created says Lava Lamp. You're going to go ahead and hit Set. That way, whenever you are working on your project and you save your files, it is saving under the correct folder, so you can find all of your previous scenes. Anything that you use to create in this project will be saved in that direct folder. Alright, so the next step that we are going to do in order to create our lava lamp is we are going to go ahead and hit the spacebar button. Hitting the spacebar button will create these 4 different views. You have your top view, your front view, and your side view. So in the front view area, what we're going to do is go ahead and hit View. Once you click it, you'll get this window here, and you're going to go down to Image Plane. Then you're going to go ahead and click on Import Image. So when you click it, this window will pull open, and typically what you're going to do is save your images under Source Images in your project folder. Unfortunately, my images are located in another area, so I'm going to go ahead and find those real quick. And the image that you want to make sure that you select is this one here, and I'll make sure I'll rename it, say lava lamp, but you're going to select the lava lamp image, and you're going to go ahead and select Open. And then as you can see, this image pulls in of the lava lamp in our front view. So then what you're going to do is make sure your mouse was so going back, in order to get to the front view side, make sure you hover your mouse over to the front view and hit spacebar. That way we are in the front view, so we can start working on the model piece. So in order to start your lava lamp, like a lot of the basics that we went over, you're going to start with basic shapes. That will allow us to morph and extrude into these simple basic shapes into the end result that we're looking for. So what we're going to do is right above on the top of the toolbar area, you're going to click on the tab that says Create. Then you'll get all these options here. The ones that we are going to mess with and work with is polygon primitives. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to polygon primitives and select the cylinder option. As you can see, once you click it, you get a cylinder that pops in. What we're going to do is go to the right side area here where it says Channel Box and Layer Editor and click that. As you can see, this new window pulls open here. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take down the amount of geometry that we have to the cylinder and kind of make it a little bit smaller so it'll be easier to work with. So under where it says Inputs, you see where it says Polygon Cylinder 1. You're going to go ahead and select that. And right where it says Subdivisions Axis, you're going to change that and type in 8. Alright, looks like I accidentally deleted it. Gonna go back real quick. Grab a new cylinder. Go back to the same cylinder. Under the subdivision axis, hit 8. Let's try that again. Hopefully you won't have as much difficulty as I am having at the moment. But once you have 8 in your subdivisions, you're going to go ahead and use this to model our lava lamp here. Now in order to zoom, as you watch me do, all you're going to do is hit Alt and right mouse on your button and hold. And that way you can zoom closer. So what we're going to go ahead and do is hit W to turn on our move option here. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this cylinder towards the base of the lava lamp. Now to help create these shapes, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to do it, to model with the solid look to it. So what I'm going to do in order so we can see the shape while we model, I'm going to go ahead and go under Shading and select X-Ray. That way it looks a little invisible as we model. The other next thing I'm going to do to help see it as well is I'm going to do Wireframe on Shaded. So that way if I unselect it, I can still see the wireframe of the shape that we are working with. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in closer to the image. Then what we're going to do is we are going to right click, hold, and you get these options here. What we're going to do is select vertices, your vertex. Then if you left click, hold, and drag, we are going to select the bottom area of the cylinder. And if you hold R, you will get your scale option. So that way we can scale and start shaping the overall object that we are going for. So if you select the different squares, they will scale based off the direction. Since we want it to be equal, we want to make sure we hit the middle square. So go ahead and click, left click, hold, and drag until it starts scaling to a good base area that about reaches each end. And then the same thing that what we're going to do is to the top one. And you want to make sure you align it to where each kind of point will be on the object. We want to make sure we're shaping each one as best as we can. And you want to find the areas where you can easily match it and just align it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit W again to grab the move tool, and I'm going to align it right here where this base part touches. And I'm going to go back to the scale option, and again hitting the middle square, I'm going to scale it down till about evens out to the exact image here. So always remember, when it's like drawing, you always want to make sure you're building the basic shape first before we always add the detail. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to select the faces so we can extrude. So if you hit the space bar again to open up the different options here, we're going to go into perspective view. So again, make sure your mouse is hovered over the perspective view here and then hit space. I'm going to zoom in quick. So when it was in vertices, like this, we want to make sure we select the faces. So just like how we selected the vertices, we're going to right click, hold, and we're going to select the faces. This allows you to select the faces of your geometry, of your object. So what we're going to do next is we're going to select each of the top faces here. And in order to select the multiple faces, you're going to hold Shift to click. Make sure we grab all of the top faces here. Once we do that, we're going to go back into the front view here. And now we are going to extrude. This will create new faces in order to help us model and build the object that we are going for. So what we're going to do next is make sure I have it under modeling. Under edit mesh, you will have all these options here. What we're going to do is we are going to have extrude on. So you want to make sure you select extrude to allow us to create new faces. And then you're going to take this top arrow, you're going to click and hold, and you're going to drag it up. So since this line right here starts creating a new direction, we're going to stop it right here. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to hit this little square option here for the scaling, but it looks like it's not going to pull up, so we're going to go ahead and hit R to bring out your scaling option. Again, just like previously, you're going to grab the middle square here, and you're going to click, hold, and drag it till it matches about right there. Now, the nice thing is there are hotkeys to allow us to go back to previous actions. So instead of having to hit edit and go back to extrude, since extrude was the last action that we did, what you're going to do next is hit G, which allows you to go back to your previous action. And you can see that it brings you back to your extrude option here. So then what we're going to do is grab that arrow, we're going to bring it up till we get about right here. Then again, click R for your scale option. And we're going to scale it to about right there. And as you can see, we kind of have our basic shape so far of our lava lamp. We're going to just go ahead and go into the perspective view and kind of take a look at it. We can kind of see our basic shape so far of our lava lamp. Now, what we need to do next is create tension where it needs to be in order to hold that shape. So, as an example where I will show you, if I hit the number 3 key to show you what it looks like with smooth, you can see that our shape does not hold towards the reference of our image. So I'm going to go ahead and hit 1 to go back to our basic shape. So in order to create the tension that we want in order to hold our shape is we need to create edge loops and put it near the edges that we want to hold. So I'm going to go back to the front view. And as you look at your images, you can see how each area here that holds the basic shape so far is kind of where the tension will be and is where we want to add it. So, how to create this tension, how to create more geometry to hold that tension is edge loops. So what we're going to do is, to get the edge loop option, is under Mesh Display, Mesh Tools, you have these options here. Now, you're going to select your Insert Edge Loop to create new edges near the other edges that we want to add tension to. So go ahead and select Insert Edge Loop. As you can see, our mouse changes to more of a arrow, informing you that you are in your edge loop option. And then, as you can see, your object, your model, will either be green or blue. If it is green, when you select it, the lines will turn blue to make sure to let you know that it altered to the edge option. Like you did with vertices and faces, you are now in your edge option. So what we're going to do is we are going to add edge loops into the areas to create that tension. So other than this area, we want to make sure we hold the main base as well. So what we're going to do is you're going to select on one of these edges here, click and hold. As you can, once you do that, you can see that a new line, the dots, is to show you where the new line is going to create, where it will be. So without letting go, make sure you're still holding on the left mouse button. You're going to drag it towards the edge here. So as you can see, without letting go, looking at the reference image, it doesn't look too sharp, so we don't want it to be too close to the edge. So we'll probably put it about right here to kind of still have some of that smooth roundness towards the base. Once you're satisfied on the location, you're going to go ahead and let go. And as you can see, it creates that line here. And now we're going to go to each other main edge and start adding tension to it to hold that base. So again, click on the edge, your vertical edge, click, hold, we'll drag it about, it looks pretty almost sharp, so put it about right here, let go, and right above it we're going to do the same thing, click on the edge, hold, drag it to about right here, let go. Then if you hold Alt and mouse key, you can kind of drag up. So very similar. Click, drag up and hold. And as you can see, right above here, we get a little bit of roundness. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to create a line about right here. Now, once we let go and create that line, what I'm going to do is we are going to scale it to kind of create this little roundness to kind of get more of it. So what you're going to do is hit R to bring up your scale option here. And we are going to scale it a little bit to match it right there. To make sure we're kind of making it even in these general areas here. Alright. So now, unlike the G option where it will bring you back to your previous action, with the edge loop tool, in order to use that option again, you want to make sure you hit the Y key. That'll bring you back to your edge loop option. Now just to make sure we kind of hold this round part here, we're just going to go ahead and add one more edge loop right there. Now we're going to go ahead and scale up. And our main last tension should be right above here on top of the lava lamp. So I'm going to go ahead, and it does look like it also has a nice smooth roundness, so we probably don't want to get too close to the top. So about right here should be good. And we can always fix it too after we see it. So once we have that, we're going to go ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and hit the W key to kind of get out of my edge loop option here. And I'm going to go ahead and move to my perspective view. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my object mode. You can kind of see the main shape of the lava lamp here. So now if we select it and you hit the 3 key, the tension should hold now with those edge loops. And now there we go. As you can see, these edge loops are holding where we want it to be. It creates that smoothness that we want on top. Kind of get a little bit of the roundness here. Kind of get that little roundness right here. Get the tension where we want it. And we get that little nice kind of roundness on the base. So that does it for the first model of your first day of modeling, which is the lava lamp. And for the next one, we will move on to another piece. Thank you for following on your first day of modeling. Hope everything went well, and we'll see you next time.